Caitlin Clark is now scheduled to play some golf.
That Caitlin Clark is going back to the LPGA Golf Tour.
The biggest sports story of the decade has exploded, and it is a scandal of unprecedented proportions. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull have officially announced their departure from the WNBA. This isn't just an appearance, it is a calculated, high-stakes rebellion engineered by the players to escape a toxic environment. If you thought the drama surrounding Clark's rookie season was over, you were terrifyingly wrong. What we are about to reveal is the documented truth behind this player exodus, a move that is a direct response to the WNBA's attempts to sabotage their brands. The LPGA, recognizing a goldmine the WNBA carelessly discarded, immediately swooped in with a secret, precedent-shattering $50 million promotional package, offering the trio the freedom and value the WNBA actively denied. The WNBA is now a league in catastrophic freefall, desperately scrambling to cover up what we can only describe as a hostile takeover of its biggest stars. The league's official response has been deafening silence and furious denial, but the facts are in. Clark, Cunningham, and Hull didn't just choose golf, they were systemically pushed out by a WNBA executive core that was terrified of their individual star power and crossover appeal, choosing to punish success instead of celebrating it. We have obtained confidential reports that reveal the league's true motive for undermining Clark: fear. When Clark arrived, she brought an audience, millions of new viewers, who only cared about her, not the league's dated corporate structure. Insiders reveal that the infamous lack of fanfare for Clark's Rookie of the Year recognition wasn't an oversight, it was a deliberate snub executed with the clear instruction: don't make her bigger than the league. The WNBA treated their generational star like a rebellious employee, not a global phenomenon. The final insult was the confirmation that WNBA executives repeatedly attempted to veto Clark's LPGA Pro-Am appearance, fearing it would draw too much attention away from the playoffs. The level of micromanagement and petty jealousy was, according to our sources, unbearable, forcing the trio to choose between playing by the league's restrictive rules or seizing their freedom. Clark, Cunningham, and Hull chose freedom, and now the WNBA is paying the ultimate price. The toxic atmosphere extended far beyond simple PR strategy. Multiple sources confirmed that the WNBA's internal messaging to existing veteran players was to subtly isolate Clark and minimize her on-court success in locker rooms and during media sessions. This wasn't about competitive jealousy. This was a top-down directive designed to keep any individual from becoming a transcendent star too big for the league to control. That level of institutional sabotage is what ultimately drove a wedge between the league and its star athletes, creating the vacuum that the LPGA so expertly filled. Now, those same WNBA veterans are privately reaching out to Clark and her team, not to complain, but to ask for advice on how they too can secure their own financial independence outside of the restrictive WNBA structure. The revolution isn't coming, it's already here, and it's being televised on the Golf Channel. The strategic addition of Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull to this golf alliance is the final piece of the puzzle that proves this was a unified power move. Cunningham, known for her passion, and Hull, a quiet but influential presence, saw the toxic environment for what it was and pledged their loyalty to Clark. Sources confirm their contracts with the LPGA are not just for the Pro-Am, but for a 3-year global promotional tour where they will be marketed as the WNBA Rebels. They saw how Clark was being treated, the low pay, the non-stop criticism, and realized the league would ultimately chew them up too. The LPGA offered a path to genuine celebrity and financial security, a path the WNBA actively blocked. Now, the LPGA, led by forward-thinking strategists, is reportedly already planning a new reality show centered on the trio, capitalizing on their chemistry and their dramatic exit from basketball, solidifying their new status as pioneers. The LPGA's genius move wasn't just offering money, it was offering respect and autonomy. They didn't treat the women as basketball players trying golf, they treated them as world-class athletes, bringing their massive fan bases to a new sport. The proposed reality show, currently codenamed The Fairway Rebellion, will reportedly feature celebrity cameos every week and guarantee the trio full creative control, a luxury they were never afforded in the WNBA. Furthermore, the LPGA deal includes a massive revenue-sharing agreement tied directly to their personal media engagement, which is why Clark's social media posts suddenly contain sophisticated production value and a direct, confident tone the league previously forbade. The LPGA LPGA's strategic embrace has fundamentally changed the blueprint for how women's sports stars are valued and managed, leaving the WNBA looking decades behind and utterly obsolete. The immediate fallout within the WNBA is an executive meltdown, with exclusive information pointing to a series of emergency, all-night board meetings where shouting matches were reportedly so intense that staff had to be removed. Rumors suggest that the commissioner's office is under intense pressure to resign immediately, facing accusations of gross mismanagement and the unforgivable sin of allowing the league's 3 biggest draws to walk away. A high-ranking legal aide indicated a litigation war is imminent, but the WNBA is fighting a losing battle. They are desperately searching for loopholes while attempting to slander Clark, Cunningham, and Hull in the media, painting them as greedy defectors, but the fans know the truth. The league's panicked contract offers, reportedly 10 times their current salary, were met with a polite but firm "too little, too late." The bridge has burned completely. The league's desperation has led to truly shocking behavior. Our sources indicate the WNBA legal team has issued cease and desist orders to every major sports media outlet that used Clark's image in any context other than promoting WNBA games, a move that is being condemned by First Amendment lawyers as an unprecedented attack on free press. Furthermore, in an attempt to retain existing talent, the WNBA has reportedly threatened to cancel the contracts of players who show any public support for the crossover coup, essentially establishing a loyalty oath that is tearing the locker rooms apart. We have witnessed the ultimate failure of a league that prioritized control over growth, and now the consequences are terminal. The WNBA is not just losing players, it is losing its soul, its credibility, and its future. The legal filings expected next week are rumored to be so damning that they could reveal years of financial and promotional negligence, potentially leading to federal investigations into how the league handled star athlete marketing and compensation. The fan reaction has been an unprecedented explosion of anger directed squarely at the WNBA. The hashtag WNBADECLARESWAR is trending globally, drowning out any official league messaging. Viral TikToks are showing fans burning their WNBA jerseys, and the overwhelming sentiment is clear. The WNBA killed its own golden goose. The LPGA, conversely, is basking in the glory, with ticket sales for the Annika Pro-Am having tripled overnight, crashing multiple online ticketing platforms, and their social media engagement metrics having eclipsed the WNBA's season totals in the last 48 hours alone. This is not just a sports story, it is a profound lesson in power, control, and the business of women's athletics. Clark, Cunningham, and Hull were the key to the WNBA's financial future, and their departure is an explicit rejection of a league that treated its stars as expendable commodities. They are now pioneers, proving that female athletes can and must dictate their own value and their own narrative. As the Annika Pro-Am approaches, the world will be watching a spectacle unlike any other, a golf tournament that is effectively a victory lap for 3 basketball superstars who chose freedom over servitude, driving a stake through the heart of the old sports model. The LPGA's calculated move to dominate the fall sports calendar has been a resounding success. They are not just attracting basketball fans, they are drawing in casual sports viewers, fashion bloggers, and major brand sponsors who never touched golf before. We are witnessing the birth of a new sports conglomerate built on the foundations of athlete empowerment and media savvy, and it is happening at the direct expense of the crumbling WNBA. The question isn't whether the WNBA can recover, but will it even survive the total loss of its 3 biggest stars? And will other WNBA players, seeing the massive financial and promotional opportunities of the LPGA deal, soon follow Clark, Cunningham, and Hull into the fairway rebellion? This is the most important story in sports right now. Stay tuned as we reveal the next layer of this devastating scandal, which sources suggest may include a secret plan by Clark to buy a stake in the LPGA itself.